Hello there, good day to you. I hope you're doing very well today, and thank you very much indeed for joining me again for another enthralling episode of my Wastecast. It's just a documentary serial of my life, a vlog as they call them. They're not planned or rehearsed or in any way structured. I just switch on the camera and talk at it for a bit, which isn't really always very interesting, but I hope that sometimes you find them interesting. And thank you for all the comments and likes, and the one person who's unsubscribed from my 117 subscribers to my now 116. Thank you very much indeed for that. It makes all the difference. So, today, I went out on leave today, which was nice. Went to the local co-op, just round the corner, and I went and bought a ginger shot for £1 because I've only got about £5 left in the bank. So I spent all my money on a new bag. Got this here. It's quite nice. It's got a detachable bit so that you can take it away and use it as a small day bag. Use it to carry my laptop and all my shit around in, which is nice. The ginger shot was very delicious. The packet's still here. It was from the cooperative. Had orange juice, apple juice, lemon juice, ginger puree, turmeric juice, ground cayenne pepper, vitamin C and vitamin D3, which is apparently what you get from being in the sun, I believe. So that's very interesting. I don't really know what content to put on this, guys, because it's not always very interesting. I would start doing live broadcasts. I don't think anybody would want me to do a live broadcast, but what I might do is, if you like, if you just leave a comment on this video or any video and ask me to go live and do whatever you want, then I'll go live and do whatever you want, either on my Twitter page, where's my phone? My Twitter page or my Facebook page. And if you'd like to see some interesting content or ask me questions about my life, because I've had one of the most interesting lives that I think anybody has ever had, and somebody will definitely write a shit book about it one day. My Facebook page looks like this. It's a picture of my dad at the top. That was on the day I was born in Wexham Park Hospital on the 28th of June in Slough. And that's my Facebook page. That's what it looks like. It says sectioned at Signet Colchester, evicted from Bristol, 28th of the 1st, 23. It's got at Brodie Likes You and then my two normal phone numbers, which don't work at the moment, so please don't try and phone them. Because I haven't got my phones, I'm using a temporary Twitter page. So the Twitter page I'm using at the moment, my old Twitter page looks like this. Brodie ND McLeod with the same profile picture. The one that I'm using at the moment, I've had to set up so the police have still got my SIM cards from the two phones that they confiscated. So I set up a temporary Twitter account, which is at Brodie's Face. At Brodie's Face. And it says, Mr. Brodie Nathaniel Dealson McLeod, second Twitter profile. Sectioned at Signet Colchester, Essex, UK. Contact me on here or Facebook/Insta. If you want to get me on Insta, profile I'm using at the moment is just Brodie McLeod Temp, and it's got the same profile picture. The last picture that I've uploaded looks like that, which is quite a bad photograph of me. Most photographs of me look quite bad. I look very pensive, not very happy. But if you want to get in touch with me, what you can do, just leave a comment or send me a DM on any of those profiles and I'll go live. I can only go live in this room, or I can go on leave and go live anywhere within the local area that I can walk to in the sort of like within an hour of where I am. So just tell me where you want me to go. If you want me to walk somewhere and go live there, I'll go live there. If you want me to go live inside this room, then I'll go live inside this room. And I'll talk about whatever you want me to talk about. And if you want to ask me questions while I'm going live, or ask me to, I can do handstands, I can do press ups on my fingertips, just my 2 fingertips from when I used to be fit and healthy. I can smoke vapes. I can be unshaven, as you can see, getting a little bit more unshaven today. But if you'd like me to do that, then I'm happy to do that for you. Drop me a comment. Let's do some more current affairs, shall we? We've got 5 minutes in so far. So let's have a look on my phone. Do some more. Swipe left for Google News. What have we got? Soccer star Harry Kane's rocked a Salmon Dal Patek Philippe world time on Good Morning America. Well, there you are. I posted a Patek Philippe that costs like 45 million quid on Facebook the other day, so the algorithms picked up on that, which is why that has picked up that. The Evening Standard one day ago, key worker fined £2,000 for a COVID travel breach 2 years after the incident. Is that fair? I mean, I don't really know. I mean, the fact that the media are reporting it, they're trying to promote debate about that, and they think that maybe it's a little bit controversial. And obviously, you've got to expect people to follow the law. But for a minor offence, as minor as that, I mean, seriously minor, I don't know how I feel about that. I didn't really believe in COVID. I thought that the whole thing was just a massive cover-up. But I won't go too much into that because it's not great press for me or for the NHS or the government, but multiple governments. Second dark side of the moon. That's Physics World, the great gaff in the sky, the erroneous physics behind the dark side of the moon. Dark Side of the Moon's a brilliant album. I sent my brother a clip of a brilliant, let's see if I can find it on my Insta DMs. I sent him a clip of someone playing some Pink Floyd a little while ago, and it was just excellent. There we go. You can hear it. So emotive. It's just somebody playing guitar, but covering a Pink Floyd tune. Just makes you want to go and sit on a beach and watch the sunset, cry your heart out and skin up a big fat one, doesn't it? Anyway, it's enough of that. That took up a minute of the content on my excellent video. But Pink Floyd were a fantastic group. There's no doubt about that. What else have we got? Hamilton will skip a race for Tom Cruise. There we are. I don't really know what to say about that. Fair play to you, boss, for being a fucking shit-hot driver, and fair play for skipping a race. It was Tom Cruise going to drive. I mean, he does all his own stunts, doesn't he? I mean, he's like, I don't think he's been in a bad movie, and yeah, he does like not all of his own stunts probably, but I think he does most of them. Elon Musk reclaims the title as the world's richest person. Imagine that, eh? Imagine that. Probably be a bit of a shitter to be so rich, because if people found out about it, they'd like, you know, probably be really shit in a way. It's great having things, but it's like an egg on toast is still an egg on toast. Do you know what I mean? You get up in the morning, doesn't matter if you're the King of England, Prince Charles still takes a shit and wipes his ass with toilet paper, you know, has sausage and eggs just like the rest of us have sausage and eggs, has a car, you get in it, you drive it, goes forward. You know, we become accustomed to things as human beings, and as long as you've got clothes on your back and a roof over your head, then everything else is immaterial, you know, sort of we're genetically and sort of neurologically programmed to like music and food and sex and things that activate our neural reward pathways. But all of these things, lots of people with wealth move into philanthropy, don't they? You know, they get tired of sort of, it's a bit like a line of coke and a blowjob, you know, activates neural reward pathways in a man, you know, and people kind of have a sort of an acquiescence to the things of the rewards of material wealth, and they go into sort of business and power. They want to be sort of respected and revered, and they have this kind of sense of the acquiescence of self-loathing, and you know they move into things which are philanthropic, altruistic, and things which help other people. Lots of them start, you know, like much like your Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. I expect Bill Gates gets a great deal of rewards through his neurolinguistic, I wanted to say, through his kind of neural reward pathways from that acquiescence of materialistic value and the kind of amorphous social and spiritual gratification that helping another person. It's like everyone's got that instinctive ability, haven't they? Like, it's like if you see like an old lady on the street, she like falls over, and you're sort of like, well, put your hand out to help them. Do you know what I mean? You kind of like, everybody instinctively, we're programmed to help other people, you know? And everybody has that creative, nurturing, natural, instinctive ability to create, to protect, to nurture. If you see someone's drink falling off the bar, you just grab it, you know, to prevent a destructive act from happening. And we all have that as a kind of an innate part of our conditioning, one might argue, or programming as a human being, or maybe in part of our nature. But let's not digress too much. Boris Johnson's to bypass the Cabinet Office and hand over the unredacted messages directly to the COVID inquiry. Well, that's sad, isn't it? Dozens killed in a train crash in eastern India. That's tragic. Trains don't crash very often, but I've been on quite a few Indian trains, and they are some of the most exciting and enthralling. The food is fucking incredible. There's beds, there's like sleeper carriages, so you can like sleep on the train, and they have like a full-on kind of silver service buffet. It's amazing. CNN, 23 hours ago, alien-like message sent to Earth in a test to prepare for the real thing. Well, wouldn't that be interesting? Don't you think? Aliens, eh? Do you think that they think that we're all pestilent, insubordinate, supine scum? I think they do. I think they think that we're all a bunch of nonces, and we're all fucking emaciated cunts that just masturbating in our own feces, figuratively speaking, blowing each other up over a bunch of fucking books. I don't think that intelligent life that had kind of like far advanced technology there's pretty good advanced technology in this biosphere, but most of it is classified, which is shit because people are too culturally and socially naive to be able to actually use it safely. Things like superconductors, cold fusion, lots of things really, lots of different things that would be very useful, but are what they call disruptive technologies. But I won't bang on about that. US Air Force denies AI drone attacked operator in a test. Let's have a look at this alien messages thing, shall we? We've got 14 minutes, so let's not go too far into it, but I'm quite interested in that. Well, it's very small print. It's on a desktop version. Let's get it back to normal website. What would happen if aliens contacted us? It's a long-standing question that now has at least a partial answer after a transmission designed to mimic correspondence from an extraterrestrial civilization was made its way to Earth from Mars. I watched a Frankie Boyle set, a little bit of Frankie Boyle yesterday, and he had a great line. Fucking folded in the witness box like a fucking red hot Mars bar. I can't do his voice, but I fucking rate his work. Definitely. The event, organised by SETI, a non-profit organisation with a mission to search for extraterrestrial intelligence and explore the origin of life in the universe, straddles the line between the art project and technical rehearsal. It's meant to explore the process of decoding and interpreting an intelligent signal from the cosmos and how it would impact humanity. The message was sent out on May the 24th from the ExoMars Trace Gas Orbiter, a spacecraft launched in 2016 that's currently orbiting Mars to study its atmosphere. The transmission travelled across space for 16 minutes before being successfully picked up by 3 observations: the Allen Telescope Array in northern California, the Greenback Telescope in West Virginia, and the Medicina Radio Astronomical Station near Bologna in Italy. Once received, the raw data containing the message was released on the internet via Filecoin, a large decentralised storage network, to give everyone a chance to decode it and interpret its meaning. A few days on, the collaborative effort's still ongoing, and a Discord channel has been set up for public discussion. In quote, "I can't really say anything about the content of the message, and we'll only start giving some hints if we can see that people really struggle," said SETI member Daniela De Paulis, the artist who created the message, in a phone interview. "It will take some time because it requires people with different expertise to collaborate with each other, which was really the objective of the project. An extraterrestrial message would belong to all humanity, so we should all have the ability to contribute its interpretation." Has anyone seen the film Contact? Contact's a wicked film. Let's look at the synopsis, because I think... let's have a look. When was it made? Contact movie. 1997. That's a brilliant film. One of my favourites. I mean, it's not that. I mean, obviously it's shit in some ways. Matthew McConaughey, Jodie Foster. But it's great because it has a kind of like an existential element to it. When she meets her father at the end, and it's kind of like he's taking on the only form that he can to kind of... to not scramble her neurons. But it's not him, but it's sort of like IMDb. Let's find the wiki for it. Contact movie, 17 minutes. I don't think we're going to have time, folks. I can't make these videos too long otherwise. There we go. Plot. Dr. Ellie Arroway is employed in the SETI program in the Arecibo Observatory in Puerto Rico. She was inspired to pursue a career in science and communication, starting with amateur radio, by her father, who passed away in her youth. Her work involves listening to radio missions from space in the hopes of finding signs of intelligent extraterrestrial life. The program loses funding after David Drumlin, the president's science advisor, deems it futile. The futility. However, Arroway receives financial report from S.R. Haddon, the secretive billionaire industrialist who runs Haddon Industries, which enables her to continue her work in the Very Large Array in New Mexico. 4 years later, when Drumlin's about to terminate the SETI program via the VLA, Arroway discovers a signal containing a sequence of prime numbers that appears to have originated from the nearby star Vega. Lots of stuff from Vega. There's a website called Crystal Links, which is a woman who's done loads of research. I actually heard about it from the David Icke website. I used to be a massive conspiracy theorist about sort of 12 years ago. But there's a website called Crystal Links, all one word. Check it out, it's really interesting. This announcement leads Drumlin to the National Security Council, headed by Michael Kitts, to attempt to seize control of the facility. Upon further investigation, Arroway's team discovers a video hidden within the signal, which turns out to be Adolf Hitler's opening address in the 1936 Summer Olympics in Berlin, Germany. Arroway and her team hypothesised that this transmission would have been the first to have been strong enough to penetrate the Earth's ionosphere, travel to Vega, and then be sent back to Earth. Project's put under tight scrutiny and its progress is closely monitored around the globe. Arroway discovers that the signal contains over 63,000 images of encoded data. The elusive Haddon privately meets with Arroway and provides her with the means to decode the pages. Decoded data reveals schematics for an intricate machine that's believed to be a form of transportation for a single individual. Multiple nations provide funding for the construction of the machine, which is built by the Kennedy Space Center in Cape Canaveral. It's like a big one of these ring lights. It looks a bit like, or like a gyroscope, a massive gyroscope. Mental. An international panel is assembled to select a candidate to travel in the machine. Arroway is a leading candidate until Christian philosopher Palmer Joss, a member of the panel whom she'd met with and briefly had a romantic relationship with in Puerto Rico, draws attention to her atheism. As a result, a panel selects Drumlin, who's considered to be a better representation of humanity, having never been professed any faith prior. During the machine's first test, a religious terrorist detonates a bomb, destroying the machine and killing Drumlin and several others. Haddon, now residing in the Mir space station. I don't know if I'm going to have time to read all of this. All right, I'm going to read it all. We're 19 minutes in. It's going to be the longest one. Haddon, now residing on the Mir space station and dying of cancer, reveals to Arroway that the US government had secretly contracted his company to build a second machine in Japan. As the only American remaining among the candidate pool, Arroway will be the one to go. Equipped with multiple recording devices, Arroway enters the machine's pod, which is dropped into the machine and seemingly travels through a series of wormholes. Arroway observes a radio array-like structure at Vega, signs of a civilization on an alien planet, and a beautiful celestial event that enkindles an ecstatic experience. She then finds herself on a beach similar to a childhood drawing she made of Pensacola, Florida. A figure approaches, taking on the appearance of her deceased father, whom Arroway recognises as an alien, assuming his form. He explains that humanity contacted its people through our radio's emissions and were judged a species capable of beautiful dreams and horrible nightmares, worthy of being shown a first step into the cosmos. Arroway loses consciousness and upon regaining it finds herself lying on the floor of the pod while the emission control team repeatedly tries to contact her. She learns that from the outside the machine appears to have dropped the pod through its three concentric rings and into a safety net. Arroway insists that she was gone for about 18 hours, but her recording devices only show a static noise. Congressional committee headed by Kitts is convened, who speculates that the signal machine were a hoax designed by Haddon, who has since passed away. Arroway requests that the committee accept the truth of her testimony on faith, declaring that while her testimony cannot be proven scientifically, profoundly impacted her humanity. In a private online conversation, Kitts and the White House official Rachel Constantine discussed the confidential information that although Arroway's recording devices only recorded static, it recorded approximately 18 hours of it. Arroway reunites with Joss, who professes faith in her story, and she receives ongoing financial support for the SETI program at the VLA. It's a bit like DMT. It's a little bit like a lot of things. It's a great movie, though. Watch Contact, people. If you haven't seen that movie, it's probably on Amazon or whatever. So watch Contact and contact me if you want me to go live. I'll go out on leave. If you get in touch with me and ask me to go somewhere that I can walk to, I'll go out and go live on leave if you want me to get some interesting content, or if you want me to go live in my room on either Facebook or Instagram or Twitter, then I'll do that. And if you want to add me or follow me, then you can ask me questions and comments while I'm going live, and I'll turn around, touch the ground, pick my nose, and I'll have more beard by tomorrow, guys. Yeah. So that's nice. Thanks for watching. Good evening.